Hey everybody, this is D Hunter, bringing another action figure review. Today, we're going to be looking at the McFarlane DC Multiverse Dark Knight's Metal Fulcum Abominus. Now this is a large, sort of Megazord or Voltron style, big Justice League robot or armored suit, and it represents each of the different members of the Justice League. I got this figure from the McFarlane toy store and it arrived today, part of the newest wave of Megafigures. So let's take a look at the packaging. As you can see at the top, ages 12 plus, DC Multiverse, Fulcum Abominus. Here he's in the package. Looks like no traditional accessories, but we got a bunch of different removable wings, display stand, and a collector's card. One side, Fulcum Abominus from Dark Knight's Metal. Other side, Fulcum Abominus. At the bottom, got a bunch of credits, and there is a barcode, in case it helps anybody. On the back side, you can see this big giant robot from the comics. So no further ado, let's open him up. And like I said, I got this figure in a bundle of 4 figures from the McFarlane toy store. Between the bundle discount and the percentage off code, ended up being a pretty fair deal. Alright, now that we got this figure out of the package, here he is with all his accessories laid out. He doesn't come with any character-specific accessories. He has a display stand, a collector's card, and then 6 different articulated wings. Now before we take a look at those, let's talk about and check out the actual figure. So this is Fulcum Abominus. The story behind him: during the Dark Knight's Metal, Mongol had another war world. He had the Justice League captured there and forced them to fight gladiatorial-style combat. Toyman was also there. Mongol forced Toyman to make these robots to fight each member of the Justice League, each one aiming for their weaknesses. Little did he know, he had also created these robots to join together and make this giant mech robot. Definitely reminds me of some from Power Rangers or Voltron. Batman figured out the trigger, activated the suit, and then freed the entire Justice League. So let's take a look. Giant robot mechanized suit. The head is definitely the part for Batman. Looks great. I'm probably going to keep this suit in the Batcave as one of Batman's many different armored suits. Going further down, blue, red torso area. Do have some articulation in the middle there. He's got a weapon on either hand. Looks like some sort of blaster, some type of energy firing thing. You can see where the wings are going to attach on these holes in the back. Obviously this part symbolizes Flash. I'd say this is Green Lantern. Maybe this is Superman. Not really sure where Wonder Woman comes in here. Definitely see Batman and the Flash and Green Lantern, no problem. It's a pretty cool looking suit. The detailing is very nice. Sculpting, some damage, some weathering. Looks like single jointed elbows. Single jointed, actually maybe it's double jointed knees. A little buzzsaw here. That's just all articulated. It looks good, but I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of dumb, but kind of cool at the same time. And a closer look at his face and head sculpt, or helmet, whatever it is. Paint job is good. You can see it's got a little bit of weathering there, a little bit of wash going on. Pretty nicely done. Now let's check out his accessories, and let's start with the boring stuff. Here's a display stand. Same McFarlane stand we've seen a million times before. Black perfect circle. It says DC on the bottom. It's got one peg for the pegals on his feet. Very thin, very basic. Now let's check out his collector's card. As you can see, it's an image of the Fulcum suit here. Looks pretty cool from the comics. Fulcum Abominus from Dark Knight's Metal. On the back side, there is a description, kind of explain the suit to you. If you want to read that, go ahead and pause now. Now for his different sort of wing pieces. He's got 2 of each one. Looks pretty good. Paint is good. It's not one solid color. Nice amount of detailing, some weathering. Looks like each one has a little ball joint. Here's the figure, or the giant suit, or robot, or whatever you want to call it, without the wings attached. And here he is, with the wings attached. The larger one goes on top, and the smaller one's on the bottom. Looks pretty good, and each one is a ball joint, and it's self-articulated. Now that we've taken a pretty good look at both the figure and his accessories, now let's check out his height. From bottom to the very top of his head, staying about 8.9 inches tall. And if you go to the very top of the ears, about 9.7 inches tall, which could translate to about 24.5 centimeters. Now for his articulation. Starting with its head here. Of course, it can rotate from side to side. Can look up and down just a little bit there. Really can't look up very much. Can't tilt from side to side. Looks like the jaw would be articulated, but it's not. His wings, each one's on a ball joint, in and out, up and down. Pretty decent range of motion. Be careful with these things, especially the small ones. I could definitely see them breaking off if you're not careful with the figure. Even be careful putting them in. The small ones in particular. Shoulders on a ball joint, goes out a good 90 degrees. Up, down, around, all that good stuff. His shoulder pad here, it doesn't really move out of the way, but it's very soft. It'll easily move if you're moving his arms around. Single jointed elbow, about a 90 degree bend here. There's no rotation in the elbow, but he does have, not exactly a bicep cut, but he does have rotation at the top there. Looks like it's one solid piece, no wrist articulation or anything. Ball joint his torso, rotate from side to side, forward and back just the tiniest bit. And it looks like there's no more articulation here. So you can rotate him around, but really nothing going forward and back. Pretty limited. Legs, complete as a splits. Not a ball joint, similar to McFarlane style hip joints. They go forward, not much at all, and back a whole lot for some reason. Double jointed knees, they go back about that far. The little buzzsaw is articulated, that's pretty cool. And then his ankle here, forward and back, rotation, tilt, rock, and looks like there's no toe articulation on either foot. Here's an image of the Fulcum Abominus suit on top of a rooftop. And just a closer look at the Fulcum suit. Here's this giant mech robot taking on Mongol, attempting to free the Justice League from their torture. Now let's check him out, next to some other action figures, and we'll start off with some other giant mechanized Batman armored suits and robots. Here he is, next to the DC Direct Thrasher suit Batman. This is my favorite of all my Batman armored suits. Then, next to Mattel's DC Multiverse Justice Buster. This is a large suit or robot that Batman had to fight the Justice League. And here he is, next to both the DC Direct and Mattel versions of the GCPD Batman armored suit that Jim Gordon wore when he was filling as Batman. And now, next to a Batman armored suit from Mattel's 5-inch Brave and the Bold line. Then, next to a giant Batman robot, the Batbot from Mattel's Brave and the Bold line. Now McFarlane has made several different armored Batman suits, but the most impressive is Batman in his Hellbat armor. They even made Superman in his armored suit, which is very unusual. Now let's check them out, next to some other McFarlane DC Multiverse figures. Here's the bundle I ordered from the McFarlane toy store. Arkham City Riddler, Dark Knight's Metal, Fulcum Abominus, the Darkseid War Calabac, and the Arkham Knight Earth 2 Batman skin. Here it is, next to a couple of Dark Knight's Metal Batman figures. And here, next to the Dark Knight's Metal Gladiator Batman, this is actually the Batman from that storyline where he's trapped in the war world by Mongol, forced to fight gladiator-style combat. Now let's check him out, next to some other McFarlane DC Megafigures. Here he is, next to both Darkseid and Steppenwolf from Zack Snyder's Justice League. This is the first wave of Megafigures McFarlane made. Then, they released a King Shark. This is a Walmart exclusive gold label Megafigure. After that, they released Swamp Thing, and he had 3 different variations. Then, they released Clayface from the comics, and Titan Joker from the video games. Next, they released Man-Bat from the comics, and Killer Croc from the video games. After that, they released Bane and Necron, both of which are from the comics. Then, they made a couple of Megafigures from the Black Adam movie, Sabak and Atom Smasher. And here's the only Page Puncher Megafigure they made, Gorilla Grodd. And here he is, next to the most recent wave of Megafigures, Mongol and Frankenstein. And here he is next to Calabac. These are the 2 newest Megafigures McFarlane has made. Now I don't know what the next Megafigures exactly are going to be, but I believe we're going to get something from the upcoming Flash movie and Aquaman 2. Here are absolutely all of the McFarlane DC Megafigures they've made so far. Almost every single one is a home run. Can't wait to find out what's next. Now let's check it out. Next to some other recently released McFarlane DC Multiverse figures. Here he is, next to the Arkham City Riddler and the Arkham Knight Earth 2 Batman skin. And here he is, next to the McFarlane Toy Store exclusive Kyle Rayner Blue Lantern figure. Then, next to the Dark Knight Trilogy wave, collectible Bane from The Dark Knight Rises. And now, next to the Kingdom Come Armored Batman and the Dark Knight's Metal Gladiator Batman, here's his Megazord, next to the Con-El Superboy, Duke Thomas the Signal, and both versions of the Jay Garrick Flash. And here he is, next to the most recent Batman wave. We have the Nightfall Catwoman, Hush Batman, both versions of Mr. Freeze, and the Infinite Frontier Joker. Then, next to the Amazon exclusive Batman Family 5-pack. And now, next to the Walmart exclusive Gold Label Vampire Batman and Eradicator, here's Fulcum, next to the Target exclusive Gold Label Dead Man and Flashpoint Aquaman. And here he is, next to the Shazam 2 movie Shazam and the Amazon exclusive Tim Drake Robin. Then, next to the most recent McFarlane Gaming wave, we have the Arkham City Sick Joker and the Arkham Knight Red Hood and Scarecrow. And now, next to McFarlane's Mortal Kombat 11 DC offerings, the Batman Who Laughs, and both versions of Joker. Here's Fulcum, next to the McFarlane Toy Store exclusive Hush Superman and Rebirth Kid Flash. Now let's check him out, next to some other recent McFarlane Build-A-Figure waves. Here he is, next to the Target exclusive Crime Syndicate wave, Collect-A-Build Star of the Conqueror. And here he is, next to the Speed Metal wave, Collect-A-Build The Darkest Knight. Then, next to the Batman Arkham City wave, Collect-A-Build an undersized Solomon Grundy. And here it is, next to the Walmart exclusive Gold Label Black and Gray paint variants. Now let's check him out, next to some Page Punchers. Here he is, next to the third wave of Page Punchers. This is a Flash-themed wave. We have the Atom, Flash, Heatwave, Gorilla Grodd, and both versions of Captain Cold. And here he is, next to the second wave of Page Punchers. This is based off Injustice 2, Dr. Fate, Supergirl, Green Arrow, and Batman. And finally, next to the first wave of Page Punchers, this is a Black Adam wave, Batman, Constantine, Superman, and Black Adam. Now let's check him out, next to some action figures from different various companies, to see how he fits in both scale and style-wise, in case you have no designs you can mix him with. Since he's a McFarlane toy, they're typically the 7-inch scale. Although this guy is well over 9 inches tall, he's still a 7-inch scale figure. I'm going to start off my comparisons with some of the larger action figure lines I collect, and work my way smaller. But first, let's check him out with some of his McFarlane Toys brothers. In front of you are 5 different action figure lines, all from McFarlane Toys, all 7-inch scale. Then, next to some more McFarlane Toys, these are from different various video game properties. And now, next to some Jack-specific wrestling figures, here's Fulcum, next to a large container of garlic salt. And here he is, next to some DST, or Devon Select toys. Then, next to some DC Direct and DC Collectibles figures. And here he is, standing with some NECA figures. Then, with some Mattel wrestling figures. And now, with some Jazzwares AEW wrestlers. And here he is, next to some Mezco 112 collected figures. Then, next to some Mattel DC Universe Classics and Multiverse figures. And here he is, with some Mayfix figures. Then, next to some Hasbro Marvel Legends. And here it is, next to some SH Figure Arts action figures. And finally, next to some Jazzwares Fortnite figures. So overall, he's a pretty cool figure. My wife would say he's dumb and juvenile. And that's true, but he's still cool. A combination of the entire Justice League put in a robot form. Yeah, it's gimmicky, it's cool, kind of dumb at the same time. This Megazord, Voltron, transforming looking motherfucker is actually pretty badass. The bright colors kind of throw me off. I'd love to see what a repaint in darker colors would look like. His accessories are non-existent. Sculpt and paint job are excellent, no issues there. Articulation is quite limited. If I had to rate this guy, I'm probably going to give him a 7 out of 10. It's a really well done figure, looks very nice, a little bit of articulation issues, but I'm probably not going to use him very often in my action figure world. So this is D Hunter. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you liked the video, press like below. If you have anything you want to say with the video, add to the comment section. If you want to see additional action figure reviews from me, press subscribe. I do appreciate when you do that. Once again, this is D Hunter. Thank you guys for watching this video, and I will talk to you guys real soon.